He hits it, sticks.
He's trying to go over it. And he hits it! Great shot by Marco! Oh, he just slid down the court.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming back here. We just had Nico Fox, but we have now Andy the Eskimo.
Wagwan. I'm freezing, man.
You look like you're getting ready to leave. Is that the case?
Yeah. I also spent a little too long in the cigar lounge, and I got chilly. I'm a chilly boy.
Same here. It's cold in this whole building.
Yeah, it's cold.
You know, heat's expensive, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. In my experience, bocce clubs run real hot.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like
especially when you're playing.
Yeah, Highwood doesn't have air conditioning, and in the summer, it just gets thick and hot, and the old fellas love it.
Yeah,
they love it.
Boy, do they love it.
Hey, what's going on here?
Not much.
This sounds great. This looks great. This sounds great.
Thanks, man. We're just, we figured we call it the Molisani Sessions. Just have whoever's around come back, get a couple words in. We had a couple good conversations yesterday, but they kind of run anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, or one went an hour earlier. Just
all right. Who was that?
That was a group. It was Alessio, Luciano, and then Matt Lippa from Canada.
Oh, nice.
That'll be a good one.
What a gent. What a fine gent that guy is.
Yeah.
Also, beautiful player. I love watching Matt play.
Yeah, 100%. What's your take on this year? How did you end up doing personally?
So personally, we went 1-2. Okay. We won our first game pretty handily, and then we got Farinacci'd in our second game.
I love that word.
11 to 13, right? And so we were 11-11, real close. We had a bad frame, and then the next game, I already can't remember who we played, but again, 11 to 13. Right. So Milan and I, this is our fourth year in a row here, and we're kind of bonded to this tournament. This is the tournament we travel for every year, and this is our best showing. We both played better than we ever have. Just, in this game, man, it's you look back at all the balls you rolled and those early frames when you got one in and 3 balls in hand and you end up with 1 point.
That hurts.
And then you lose by 2 an hour later. You're like, I really wish I would have tucked those in when I had 3 feet, because I didn't have 3 feet in the final frame. Right. So it's always interesting. I'm sure you guys can relate to this. Is that when you look back at last year, much less 2019, much less 2008. You're like, what was I thinking back then?
Right.
Like, I thought I was a made guy. I thought I was the best player out there. And now that I'm playing better than I've ever played in my life, I've got a good concept of, my style and how we want to play and how we want to behave on the court. And I just think about every year previous, like, how dumb was I? How dumb was I out there thinking I was the shit, And like, I'm sorry, can we swear? Excuse me.
Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm going to take my jacket off. But it's such a beautiful game, right? Yeah. Like, and the more you put into it, the more you get out of it.
Yeah, and, that's well said.
So it is it's a good takeaway for us. It's heartbreaking that we 11 to 13 twice. Because that's just a bad frame,
right
and like our worst frame was our last frame in both those games. We gave up 2 in both games to lose, and we knew we had them. Right. In both games we were down a little bit, and we came back, and they were homeboys. Like they're here, and like I said, we got Farinacci because
it's their courts. They built them.
the effortlessness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That they drop points on, right? Yeah, banging off the wall. And then I get the Polino back, and I'm gonna go short middle. You try and wall me on this, and then he walls me short middle, and it's like, how'd you get in there? Like, I didn't even know what that looks like, right? That's like, if you roll it on the green line in the middle, and you bank that in, that is twice as long of a roll. Like, how do you factor that in? But again, I mean, Wayne's probably rolled as many balls as all of us have. Combined,
true.
Right?
Yeah,
right? And it's just, and we've got these old guys at the club, Giannetti, DeLuca. We got these old fellas, and they go out there and no sweat. Don't get nervous. Just walk up to the line, and if they miss a ball, sure.
Right.
But they usually don't.
Yeah, more times than not.
And it doesn't matter where it is. They've done it 1,000 times in that exact spot, and it's just hard to get over. And I don't play nervous. I play very confidently. I play very
Calm
loose.
demeanor.
Yeah, very
yes,
calm.
Loose is a good way to put it.
Like truly, my heart rate doesn't even spike. Like very rarely. Like the reason I love this game is because my heart rate can get going,
Yeah.
and it can't get going in basketball or anything
Yeah.
like that because I'm outmatched. You know, right? But in this game, it's like you have total control over your body, over your mind, over your game, and you know, my heart rate didn't spike today, but it did break. You know, a little. But being cool, being calm.
I've been waiting to use that. Sorry. I've been waiting to use that.
I love buttons, man. That was the first sound. That was actually the first app I ever put on my phone. When smartphones came out, I was like, oh, there's a button that just does the horn all the time.
I was the beer drinking
I
app.
need it. Oh, yeah.
The fake beer drinking
Yeah.
Revolutionary.
Nice. Truly.
Revolution. Okay, Alex, real quick before I'm on. I want to bring something up. You can just kick anything out of the way, Al. That I enjoy, and I know a lot of other folks do. I think it's every Monday you're doing it now. And it's like, I don't know the name for if you have a name for it, but Andy's Wise Words of the Week or something. I don't know what it is. It's amazing, though. You give a nice little story, and it's very educational. It's very just wise. And I think it's been great.
I really appreciated you sharing that and picking up on that. There is no name for it. These are bocce quotes that I've collected over the years. A lot of them are my own, and a lot of them are uncredited. I just picked up in the bocce world, but I've been wondering what to do with them, right?
Yeah.
And 3 years ago when I started this collection, I was like, I'm gonna make a toilet book, right? So like,
I love that.
Yeah. You're just gonna pop a squat. You're gonna open a book and read some bocce with them, close it up, put it back, and then
White brass.
Yeah, something good happens. You know, like maybe, you know, I'm gonna make a toilet book, and then I thought, who's going to illustrate it? What photos are going to be behind it? Like, who wants a book of bocce quotes? I don't know. Like, maybe, and then you feel like you're just taxing your, you know, a player base by like, oh, now we got another thing, and it's a bunch of shit I made up. So that has evolved, and I just got it in a Google Doc right now, and I started expanding on the quotes, right? Like, a quote is a quote, but like, what does that mean?
Right.
Right? And I'm not saying... Like, what I'm trying to do when I present these things is, like, this isn't definitive. This is not right or wrong. But, like, in my experience, this is a great tip.
Right.
And why is this a great tip? So I expand on it. And so I have failed miserably at being a social media presence. You know, I'm just too old to, like, get that.
I don't know. I remember when you came on the scene, and you're doing pretty well for better than most.
Yeah. But
give yourself some credit there.
But my problem is that then I feel redundant, you know, like if I repeat something, I'm like, I already did that. You know, like, of course I could do that every week, but like, it's not cool because I want it to be fresh. I want it to be new. And for that reason, I recoil and go back into my shell and do nothing. Right. So I was talking to Alex and I was like, I've got like, you know, 35, 40 quotes. That's almost a full year. Right.
That's
so
perfect.
Why don't I just start dropping these on Monday and putting them out there? And we're getting a great response. And I'm trying to reply to everybody that replies and just create a conversation about bocce that is positive, right? That is positive, that is inclusive, that you could share your own experience in and isn't competitive at all, right? This is good for, and like I feel like nobody's really taken this angle, so I appreciate you bringing that up.
I love it. I whenever it pops on my feed, I'm like, oh, there it is. Like, and I always read it from top to bottom. So
I love that, man. And comment, share. You know, like spread that around. Like we're just trying to get like a unified conversation about bocce going nationwide, and we're getting a lot of comments out of California. You know, they're very chatty out there. They love that.
You
Facebook.
Don't say.
They love that Facebook. But like, how about get these people to chime in on something positive, right? Rather than
Backwall live.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You know, like I can't believe it. Don't play on oyster shell.
Yeah.
You know,
my goodness.
All these things like. There's no rules, right? And so I'm trying to do something positive. I could be a very negative person, but I want my bocce online persona to be
live on in positivity.
This positive person,
you.
because that's out there forever. I'm old enough to know that you put it up there, everyone sees it, and it's there forever.
It was one dick pic. I mean,
it was blurry. It was a disposable camera from 1989. It was modern technology at the time, and I tore the picture up. But you know, there's something called negatives. I don't know if you guys heard of these things, but very negative.
Al,
Hey.
what's up, man?
Hi, Dante.
What's going on?
chilling.
I feel it, man. I appreciate you guys. I know you guys got your coats on. We're really holding you up, but I am glad we caught you because I do want to ask you, and we talked about it offline, both of us, but I want to ask you how things are coming along at American Bocce Company and with your big plans this summer.
Things are moving, man. There's been whispers and rumors, but for the better part of the last year, we've been working on our own club. It started with a lot of, big picture planning and construction, pulling permits and working with the city, and then like
Miserable.
branding stuff and all that. And we didn't really publicly talk about it until the construction started, until the first jackhammer turned on, which was early January. So it's been a month now. We've had an event space in Chicago proper. So the neighborhood's called West Town. It's like West Loop, West Town. It's
Beautiful part of town.
Really cool area. And we've had this event space for about 8 years, and we decided, based on the momentum of what we've seen in the sport and with our community in Chicago, that it's time for Chicago players to have their own place. So we're building this membership-driven club. We're adding 5,000 square feet to bring in 3 synthetic courts.
What are the – keep going.
Yeah,
you're going to get into it.
So Danielle Coglione.
Never heard of him.
Is coming out to
That's
Chicago this summer to lay the court. So we'll have Coglione's, which is – if I know that Lorenzino's got them last year, and more people are experiencing them, but it's the Cadillac of bocce courts.
It's the only name in bocce courts.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Right,
And And for us, this is a big undertaking. It's very expensive, and to be able to have that quality of court was something that we thought was a no-brainer, because in the size of this project, it really was a no-brainer. It made sense for us. So Coglione courts, they are competition regulation on the shorter side of that.
Right.
So meaning 78 by 12 feet.
78, that's awesome.
And which means that you can have a volo line, you can play rules. You can have, all of that. But we only have 3 indoor courts. So 3 indoor, 2 outdoors. So we're not replacing our relationship with Palazzo dei Bocce. It's not going to host 80 team tournaments.
Right.
It's going to be more of an HQ for what ABC does. So player development, training, coaching, youth classes, league, obviously, and then of course lots of smaller tournaments like weekend Bonspiel type things. And we're aiming to be open by the end of summer. Or we will be open by the end of summer.
That's great. That's amazing.
So BYO.
Nice.
Okay, so like waterside model.
Nice.
We'll have glassware, ice service. We'll have, the idea is that we'll have a really like a kind of white glove experience. Like it's not going to be like bougie, but it's going to be hospitality driven, which hasn't been seen in a lot of private clubs because they're usually volunteer based.
Right. Yeah.
And it's nothing against a private club, but this is our swing at something that's like, you walk in and it's like, oh, this is Anthony Cugini. We know what he likes. We've got the notes in his file.
That's like a tailored experience.
Exactly.
Almost.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then your locker, you can keep your balls in, your bottles of whiskey, your cigars, your whatever else.
That's truly exciting. I know we talked about it earlier, and just like how you guys already have a huge community who plays, right? But it's predominantly on the smaller turf courts, which will teach you how to be a magnificent player still. However, this just expanding their opportunity to only get better, similar to Youngstown with Lorenzino's and Molisani here. They've just, now it's ABC's turn to just take a bigger step on a bigger scale, like not just a couple of you, like the community.
Yeah. The bar leagues I wouldn't say teach you how to be a great player, but they teach you to fall in love with the game.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And
that's so key, is that falling in love with the game is what keeps people around bocce forever. This is what gets people entering into tournaments, gets people traveling for tournaments, is that somebody, who kind of likes the game and travels and sits for 3 hours without playing is going to be like, I'm never coming back again. But like somebody that loves the game will endure this and enjoy the people and enjoy the company, and like we've recognized that is that our 30-foot courts really are a great way to reach new people and say, this is bocce.
Right.
This, you could do this for the rest of your life. And you're young, you know, like this is like, you're not dunking ever again. Like, you're never gonna dunk. Like, this is your dunk right here. Like, you can become as great as you
hit and stick a ball, which is almost as cool as it feel. I would imagine it has to feel as good as dunking.
Buddy,
right?
I think it's cooler.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the bocce crack, we always talk about the sounds of the game. Andy, we talk about the sounds of the game. You know, the slap of the mitt, the crack of the bat, you know, a ball dropping in a cup, you know, like, you guys got to agree.
That's our
you got to
ball
agree
drop,
that ball on ball clank. You know, when you get a clean one, that pop, that stone
the
pop,
color change.
that's good. Yeah, it's good. That's a real sound, right? And so like not just that, but like just the joy of a game. We have this thing that we say around at ABC is, you know, we'll have 150 teams of 4 playing at any given time. We always think that our worst teams have the best time, right?
Yeah.
So you got a 1-9, 0-10. First to sign up every season because they can't get enough of it. They want to be a part of this.
Right.
And it's not about winning or losing. Of course they want to win, right? But winning takes time, right?
Yeah.
And so people are just starting to see the whole picture right now. And nobody's really, like Alex said, you know, our focus on recruitment and development, like nobody's really focused on large scale recruitment and development. And we're seeing, you know, you've seen the rewards is that the amount of players that we have traveling. Like, I was just in the Cigar Lounge and I was telling people that, like, no matter what you think, Alex has been playing since 2021 on long courts, and everyone else less
afterwards,
right? Everyone else less is that.
Wow.
Everyone you've ever seen from Chicago coming out to play in a tournament has been playing since COVID.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a small window.
Might be playing at Highwood, but probably taking most of their experience from a backyard bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the people who are at Highwood now that I know, we don't have to say names or anything, but like I didn't realize, I thought they just were Highwood people, but no, they came through you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And go, please.
My car is on. I came in here looking for you.
Well, we're up in 1 point.
I texted Billy.
So
I texted Billy.
I was looking all over for Andy. I'm so sorry.
No, don't
to do
apologize.
this.
It's perfect because we're up. Say goodbye to the camera,
I walked
folks.
in and I was
guys,
like,
this guy's so cheap with gas, man.
And I was like,
he's like, yo, I'm burning.
I've got the crew outside, and they're
gas.
just like, Billy's just calling me incessantly.
It's hilarious.
Like,
Sorry, but no, this is perfect. We got the sound bites we wanted. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Amazing. Thanks
See
for
you guys
pulling
tomorrow?
me in here. This is wild.
yes, you'll see us tomorrow rooting on our little
Hell yeah.
bar league Billy.
Actually,
Bar League Billy?
separate cars. You know I got to get home. It's not you, it's me.
I get it. Hey.
One of these years,
Yeah.
we're going to qualify for Sunday, and then I will see you tomorrow.
Beautiful.
But not this time. It's just too long a drive.
And thanks for letting us talk about the club. We're
yeah.
excited to put more stuff out there. It's like very close to like public launch,
Yeah.
but it's happening, and we're happy to talk about
All right.
it.
Well, glad to hear, and we're excited for you guys. So
And we'll
Hey,
have
guys,
we'll have you out for
I
something.
can't stress enough. If you love bocce, I love you. That's all we
I
care
love
about.
it. Wait, hold on. I'll get a. There we go. Oh my God. Oh, he hits it. Sticks.
He's trying to go over it. And he hits it! Great shot by Marco!